In 2347, humanity fights for survival against an alien race that turned first contact into war. But what if the key to victory lies in changing the past? A team of astronauts travels back in time to stop the meeting that doomed Earth. Can they rewrite history before it's too late? Subscribe now to uncover the secrets of the Time War. The year was 2347, and Earth was a wasteland. Cities were shattered, skies darkened by ash. The VRYN, an enigmatic alien species, had come centuries ago under the guise of peace. Their arrival began with curiosity but ended in bloodshed. Misunderstandings turned diplomacy into destruction. Humanity called it the Time War, a battle fought not just across space but through time itself. Beneath the ruins of New Geneva, scientists worked feverishly on a desperate plan. They couldn't defeat the VRYN outright. Their technology was too advanced. Instead, they focused on preventing the war's root cause, first contact. By traveling to 2045, the moment humans met the VRYN, they hoped to rewrite history. Commander Elias Drake led the mission. His crew consisted of 5 elite members, each chosen for their unique skills. Elias stood before the chronogate, its surface rippling like liquid light. The weight of billions rested on his shoulders. He thought of Earth's devastation, the empty cities, the cries of the dying. This mission wasn't just duty, it was redemption. Failure meant extinction. Success meant hope. With one last glance at his team, he stepped forward, ready to face whatever awaited them in the past. The chronogate roared to life, pulling them into a vortex of light and sound. Moments later, they emerged in 2045 aboard a secret orbital station near Mars. This was humanity's first step into deep space, a beacon of progress. Unbeknownst to its crew, it would also become ground zero for catastrophe. Their mission was clear: intercept the signals sent to the VRYN before contact escalated. Records showed the initial exchange had been harmless, mathematical patterns meant as communication. But fear and mistranslation poisoned the interaction. The VRYN saw human actions as threats, and humanity misread their responses as hostility. Violence followed swiftly. Elias and his team split up to cover more ground. Each carried a temporal disruptor, a device designed to erase evidence of human presence in this timeline. If they succeeded, the VRYN would never know Earth existed. Yet every move came with risk. Even minor changes could ripple unpredictably through history. One wrong step might doom them all. The station hummed with activity as scientists monitored strange readings from Jupiter's moons. Unknown to them, the VRYN ship loomed nearby, watching silently. Elias moved cautiously, avoiding detection. His first goal was accessing the communications array. There, he found logs detailing early attempts to decode the alien signals. What struck him most was humanity's optimism. Back then, people dreamed of unity with extraterrestrial life. They imagined alliances, shared knowledge, and mutual growth. No one foresaw betrayal or war. It made the tragedy sharper, knowing how much hope had been lost. As Elias downloaded the data, alarms blared. Someone, or something, had detected intruders. The team regrouped hastily, weapons drawn. Shadows flickered along the corridors. Were they facing station security, or something far worse? Tension mounted as footsteps echoed closer. Whoever approached wasn't human. A figure emerged from the shadows, not VRYN, but a station guard. Relieved yet wary, the team subdued him quickly. However, the encounter forced them to reconsider their approach. Subtlety was no longer an option. Every second brought the VRYN closer to discovering Earth. Dr. Lena Hart, the team's xenolinguist, analyzed the alien signals. Her expertise revealed nuances missed by the original researchers. The VRYN weren't merely communicating, they were probing for weaknesses. Their mathematical patterns encoded queries about planetary defenses and resource availability. Humanity's eager replies had unwittingly exposed vulnerabilities. Lena's findings deepened the urgency. Preventing first contact wasn't enough. They needed to ensure the VRYN never associated these transmissions with Earth. Using her analysis, the team devised a plan to redirect the signals, making it appear as though they originated elsewhere in the solar system. But executing it required accessing restricted areas, risking exposure. The restricted zone lay at the heart of the station, guarded by automated systems programmed to eliminate intruders. Elias led the charge, relying on stealth and precision. Each step felt heavier than the last, the air thick with tension. Behind every corner lurked potential disaster. They reached the control hub, a chamber filled with blinking consoles and holographic displays. Here, humanity's fate hung precariously. Lena worked swiftly, rerouting the alien signals while the others kept watch. Time seemed to stretch endlessly, each keystroke echoing like thunder. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. An eerie silence fell over the station. Then, mechanical whirs signaled the activation of defense drones. The team scattered, narrowly avoiding laser fire. Chaos erupted as they fought back, their disruptors clashing against superior technology. For a fleeting moment, failure loomed ominously. Amid the chaos, Elias spotted a critical weakness in the drone network, a central relay node. Destroying it would disable the entire system. Without hesitation, he sprinted toward it, dodging blasts and debris. His teammates provided cover, their movements synchronized despite the mayhem. Reaching the node, Elias planted a temporal charge. The countdown began, ticking away precious seconds. As the explosion tore through the relay, the drones collapsed, lifeless husks drifting in zero gravity. Breathing heavily, the team regrouped, shaken but alive. Though victorious, the skirmish cost them valuable time. The VRYNN ship was closing in, its sensors likely detecting anomalies. They had to act fast. Redirecting the signals was only half the battle. Now, they needed to erase any trace of human involvement entirely. Back in the communications array, Lena fine-tuned the signal redirection. She masked Earth's origin, embedding false coordinates pointing towards Saturn's rings. To the VRYNN, it would seem like random cosmic noise rather than deliberate communication. Meanwhile, engineer Raj Patel secured the station's black box, a repository of all recorded events. If left behind, it could undo their efforts. With careful precision, he wiped its contents, ensuring no evidence remained. The process was painstaking, requiring absolute focus. One error could trigger automatic backups, jeopardizing everything. As Raj finished, the station trembled violently. The VRYNN had arrived. Their massive vessel loomed outside the viewport, a monolith of alien design. Its surface shimmered with iridescent hues, pulsating faintly as if alive. The sight was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The team knew they were running out of time. The VRYNN deployed probes, scanning the station for signs of life. Invisible to sensors thanks to their temporal cloaking devices, the team observed silently. These machines were advanced, capable of penetrating even reinforced walls. Any mistake would reveal their position instantly. Commander Elias formulated a new strategy. Rather than retreating, they would use the probes to their advantage. By planting decoys laced with misinformation, they could mislead the VRYNN further. The plan was risky, requiring split-second timing and flawless execution. One by one, the team dispersed, deploying the decoy strategically. Each device emitted fabricated signals mimicking primitive civilizations scattered across the solar system. To the VRYNN, it appeared as though countless worlds harbored intelligent life, none of which posed significant interest. Earth faded into obscurity amidst the noise. With the decoys in place, the team prepared to leave. Their work here was done, but escaping undetected proved challenging. The VRYNN ship maintained a steady orbit, its scanners sweeping relentlessly. Any anomaly risked drawing attention. Using the station's escape pods, they launched separately, timing their departures to avoid clustering. Each pod jettisoned toward different coordinates, creating confusion. From the VRYNN perspective, it looked like routine debris dispersal rather than coordinated evacuation. Elias watched the alien vessel recede through his pod's tiny viewport. Relief washed over him, tempered by lingering uncertainty. Had they truly altered history, or merely delayed the inevitable? Only time would tell. For now, their part in the mission was complete. Returning to 2347 via the chronogate, the team faced immediate debriefing. Scientists scrutinized every detail, analyzing whether their actions had achieved the desired outcome. Early indicators suggested success. The VRYNN's historical records showed no mention of Earth during their initial exploration phase. However, anomalies persisted. Certain timelines exhibited discrepancies, hinting at residual effects from their interference. Some believed these fluctuations posed minimal risk, while others warned of unforeseen consequences. The debate raged on, dividing opinions within the Temporal Operations Center. Despite uncertainties, the mission marked a turning point. Humanity had taken control of its destiny, bending time itself to secure a future. Yet questions lingered. Could such interventions be repeated without catastrophic side effects? And what price must be paid for altering the fabric of reality? Months passed, and Earth began to heal. The absence of VRYN aggression allowed reconstruction efforts to accelerate. Cities rose anew, vibrant with life and hope. People celebrated victories large and small, cherishing freedoms once thought lost forever. Yet beneath the surface, tension simmered. Not everyone supported the use of temporal manipulation. Critics argued it violated natural laws, potentially inviting greater calamities. Others feared reliance on such measures would weaken humanity's resolve to solve problems conventionally. Commander Elias found himself at the center of these debates. Once hailed as a hero, he now faced scrutiny from all sides. Some accused him of playing God, while others praised his courage. Regardless of public opinion, Elias remained steadfast. He believed the ends justified the means. If it saved lives, it was worth the cost. Meanwhile, whispers of another threat circulated among intelligence agencies. Reports hinted at rogue factions experimenting with temporal technology independently. Unlike the sanctioned mission, these groups operated without oversight, driven by greed or ideology. Their unchecked meddling risked unraveling the fragile stability achieved thus far. Elias volunteered to investigate, unwilling to stand idly by while others endangered the timeline. His experience made him uniquely qualified, though the mission weighed heavily on him. Memories of the VRYN still haunted his dreams, reminders of what happened when caution was ignored. Tracking the rogue operatives led him across continents, piecing together fragments of information. Each clue brought him closer to understanding their motives and the scale of their ambitions. What he uncovered chilled him to the core. The rogue faction sought not just to alter history but to dominate it. By controlling key moments in time, they aimed to reshape reality according to their vision. Their leader, a charismatic yet ruthless individual, viewed temporal manipulation as ultimate power. Elias confronted them in a hidden facility buried deep underground. Machinery hummed incessantly, powering devices capable of rewriting existence itself. Confrontation seemed inevitable, yet Elias hesitated. Destroying the equipment might destabilize the timeline irreparably. Instead, he opted for sabotage, planting failsafes to render the machines inert. It was a gamble, but one he deemed necessary. As he fled the facility, explosions rocked the compound behind him. Whether his actions sufficed remained uncertain. Only time would reveal the truth. Back at the Temporal Operations Center, news of the thwarted plot spread cautiously. Leaders debated stricter regulations governing temporal research, balancing innovation with safety. Public awareness remained limited, shielding society from panic. For Elias, the ordeal underscored humanity's resilience and recklessness. While capable of extraordinary feats, people often acted impulsively, ignoring long-term repercussions. Protecting the timeline required vigilance and sacrifice, qualities not everyone possessed. As days turned into weeks, life returned to relative normalcy. Yet Elias couldn't shake the feeling that larger forces still loomed unseen. Perhaps the VRYN weren't the only danger lurking beyond the stars. Or perhaps the greatest threats lay within humanity itself. Years later, Elias reflected on the mission that changed everything. Though scars remained, both physical and emotional, he felt pride in having safeguarded humanity's future. The lessons learned shaped policies guiding future endeavors responsibly. He often visited the chronogate, standing silently before its shimmering surface. It symbolized humanity's boundless potential and its perilous fragility. Each generation bore responsibility for preserving the delicate balance of time. To those listening to this story, remember, our choices define us. Whether facing alien invaders or internal strife, unity and wisdom are paramount. If you enjoyed this journey through stars and paradoxes, hit subscribe and join us for more thrilling tales of science fiction adventure.